Okay, so last time we got the custom email working. We send it to a real email address. There it is. Custom reset password email. But now if we click reset password, this isn't what's supposed to happen. So we're going to fix that now. First we'll create a reset password controller. And we'll put it in the authentication folder. Reset password controller. And we'll open that up. We're going to put two functions in there. Create, which is going to render the reset password page, and store, which is going to handle the data that gets entered. So first we'll render that page. Let's go to web.php and set up the route. And we're going to set it up as reset password, get to / reset password. And we'll use that new controller we made. And we have to import it at the top here. Class. And the function we'll use here is create. And we have to name this route. And we specifically have to name it password.reset. Same as this one. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes will look for this route, this specific route. Oh, and I forgot one thing. Reset password. And we're going to have a token. And that token has also been created under the hood. Okay, so let's go back to the controller. And we see here how it already says token. And we'll say return inertia. And this is going to be the view page that it returns. It'll be in the authentication folder. And we'll make a file called reset password. And we're also going to send some data to this view page. I'm going to send the token and the email address. Oops. Forgot the $sign there. Save. All right, let's go create this file. So in this authentication folder, we'll call it resetpassword.view. And we have to give it a template. Save, and it goes away. And we'll just say reset password. Save it. And we'll have to go through the process again to test it. Alright, and if all goes well, we should see it say reset password. There it is, yay! Okay, we'll just quickly give it a custom tab label. So we go script setup and import head from Inertia JS View 3. And we say head title equals reset password. There we go, VILT stack reset password. Okay, and we can set up the structure of this page. So we'll give it a heading, reset password, and we'll ask for the new password, so we'll put it in a form. Label new password. Input type equals password. Autocomplete equals new password. And we'll need a submit button. So button, reset password. Save that. All right, we're getting there. Let's style it up. So we'll wrap this whole thing in the auth container. And we'll give the title a class, text center, and we'll give a padding bottom of 5. How's this looking so far? Okay, it's good. And this will wrap in a div. And we'll give some padding bottom to it. Okay. And we can go look at our authentication classes. So we have auth label and auth input. So label class equals auth label. Input class equals auth input. I'm gonna have to override this width here. So we can say style scoped dot auth label. Right now width is 6, so I have to make that bigger. 7. There, that's better. And we'll give the button a class of button. And that's from our buttons.css. Save that. All right, it's looking a lot better. And we'll also add the password I. So we need to import the component. Password I.view. We have to import ref from view. And set up the functionality for the password I. So const show password equals ref false. Now we'll put in the password I component. And we'll say show equals show password at toggle equals show password equals not show password. So it'll change show password from true to false at toggle. And finally we have to change this input from type equals password to colon type equals, it's going to be show password. If that's true, the type will be text. If not, the type will be password. Save that. All right, there's our password I. And if we type in something, let's see if it changes. Yep. Okay, so remember in our reset password controller, we're passing the page the token and the email, so we can use those. We'll bring them in by defining props. Const props equals define props token string email string, and we can use the email in the title. So we'll say reset password for props.email. Save that. There it is, reset password for vilt.test.inactive@gmail.com. Actually, I don't really like this text center. I'll delete that. There. And finally, we have to set up this button, because right now nothing happens if we click on it. Oh, except it loses our data. Okay. So we'll import use form from Inertia. And we'll say const form equals use form. And we have to pass it the token. We have to pass it the email. And we'll initialize the password to be empty right now. And we'll connect the password to the input. Model equals form.password. And we'll make the submit function form.post to /reset password. And we have to connect this function to our HTML. So button type equals submit. And form at submit dot prevent. And we always have to add that dot prevent to prevent some default action from happening. And at submit, we're going to run the submit function that we just wrote. Okay, but this submit function goes to post reset password. We don't have that route set up yet, so go to web.php. We'll say route post to reset password. We use the reset password controller again. And this time we're going to call the store function. Save that. And we'll set up the function in the controller. And I'm just going to paste it in. It's pretty crazy. So it's going to validate all of the form data. These ones won't have changed. The password, it'll make sure it's there, that there's 8 characters at a minimum. It's going to encrypt the new password. And then this line is added so that after you change your password, you don't have to log in again. It'll automatically log the user in. And if it's successful, it'll redirect to the home page. And if not, it'll send back errors. And at the top, we have to import this password. So use eliminate support facades password. And we also have to use eliminate support facades auth for this auth login. So save that. And if we look at our users table, we're going to try to change this password here. For some reason, it's identical to this one. So we'll see if it changes after we reset the password. We'll go get a new token. Check email. There it is. Reset password. All right, so it's currently set to password. Let's change it to password 2. Password 2. Reset password. All right, hello test user 2. We're logged in and the password should have been changed. This is what it used to be. If we refresh it, that has changed there. Yay! We've successfully set up change password. So it's working, but we haven't put in any validation in the form. So nothing happens, we don't get any error messages if we don't put anything in. So if we go to resetpassword.view, we'll put in both the backend and the front end validation. It's always good to have the backend validation, even if it doesn't get hit normally, just for security reasons. So right here, class equals error, as we've set up before, form.errors.password, save. Just fix up this spacing here. I'll put the spacing on the error instead of on the new password. So I'll say PB8, and we'll take off the padding bottom on this one. There, that's better. And again, it takes a little bit of time after you hit the reset password button. So we'll add some front-end validation. Import use form validation from composables validation, and I'll say const validate field, validate form, clear error equals use form validation. We'll change the submit function. If not validate form, return. And then we'll just put those errors up here for the front end. Front end errors are called by just saying errors.password. Save. And let's test it out. All right, that was fast. Let's add the @focus function so this message will disappear. Focus equals clear error password. Save. All right, it's clearing the error. All right, so validation's working. And if you've stuck with me this far, I just want to say a big giant congratulations for getting so far, especially if you don't have much experience in this. So many things can go wrong, but we have successfully set up an authentication system where you can log in and log out. You can create an account and you can reset your password. So congratulations. In the next video, I'll show you how you can do all of these things in about 5 minutes. And I'll just push to GitHub. And it's there.